Hello, friend. A very good morning to you all. I hope you are doing well. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sandeep. I have done masters in embedded engineer. I have a total experience of 5 years. I'm working in an IoT company. So let's move to today's agenda. So we will first go with the today's agenda, like what we are going to do today. So first we will be going to what is Internet of Things, and next we'll move on to evolution of IoT, and further we will go ahead for how IoT works, and we will see some IoT applications, and then challenges of IoT, and some advantages of IoT, and what is the scope of IoT. So this is our today's agenda. So let's proceed with the what is Internet of Things. So anyway, do you know what is Internet? Anyone? So internet is the connection of computers. It's a network of computer, you can say. So network of computer is known as internet. When one computer connected with another throughout the through some network, this is known as internet. And what about things? Things is the some kind of embedded material, you can say. In this context, we are talking about some embedded material which can be give some data, right? Like embedded products with the sensors, some statistical things. So before learning Internet of Things, we should know what is Internet of Peoples. Do you know what is Internet of People? Internet of People means when peoples are connected through a network. So can you give me the example? Let me tell you the example of Internet of Peoples. Like you use social media, right? So social media is the Internet of people. Like when few people are connected to some of the countries throughout the world, right? Like in Facebook, in WhatsApp, in Instagrams, you can communicate with each other, right? When sharing of knowledge is going on. So this is the example of Internet of People. Similarly, when things like embedded, I am talking about that things when connected with each other to give to exchange informations, right? That is called Internet of Things. So the definition of Internet of Things is very easy, is a network of physical object or people called things that are embedded with software, electronics, network and sensor that allow these objects to collect and exchange data. Hope you understand what is Internet of Things. In short, we tell it as a IoT. So moving further, how what is the history of IoT and so from where it is evolved. So you can check that in 1999, the term for Internet of Things was used by Kevin Austin. Okay, so Kevin Austin is the first person who gone through that terms Internet of Things, but due to the lack of connectivity or in network, you can say it can't be implemented any means widely. So in next 2004, the term was mentioned in famous publication like Guardian, Boston, Global, and Scientific American. So some of the books are implementing it. Means it's on theoretical knowledge, not in the practical. It was in practical, but up to the lab only, not implemented throughout the world. So ITU, that is International Telecommunication Union, uh, report it on in 2005 that about the internet. So that was the plan to merge it. In 2000, the first implementation of Internet of Things was created by Kevin Austin only. So he implemented these things, and further he was going some experiment on that. So from 2008 to 3 year, there was no means research was going on, but still not getting any result. So Gardner, that's a one person. The market research company include the Internet of Things technology in their research. So in 2001, Gartner, the company has introduced it. So this is the history of IoT, and nowadays it is very popular. As you can see, everything is connected now. So I think there will be more things will be in path towards the upcoming means you can say revolution of IoT, Internet of Things. So next is to how IoTs work. Okay, so you know what is sensor? A sensor is you can say a device or can yeah you can say the device which collect data from its environment and output it as a that you can say in digital or analog form. Do you know what is digital or analog? Digital means something like output in yes or no, like one or zero. It's a Boolean type. Some of you are from computer background can understand what is I'm talking about. One or zero and that yes or no or Boolean form. So this is known as digital output. And analog output is the that is somehow in the measurement of counting or in some alphabetical increasing or decreasing order. Like example, when you are increasing your volume of your TV, it's a analog form, not a digital form. Okay, like example, intensity of light. It can be mm, can be a analog type, right? So there should be some values like thermometer. Thermometer gives us the temperature in the some certain values, right? So sensor. Hope you understand what is sensor now. Example of the sensor, you can say, have you seen any that infrared lights? Sorry, it can't be seen, but the thing is this sensor remote you are using in your home. Through remote, you can operate your TV, right? So it is used. It remote uses IR sensor, which converts your signal to gives specified outputs. Okay. After that, this sensor need to be connected with some of the internet, right? To communicate for the communication. So it can be through means Wi-Fi, like you are using in your phone, like GSM. GSM, you are talking about your SIM network stock related to GSM. And now, what to if this data is collected through some of the channels like sensor, what to use of that? So we need to analyze that data, right? Because without analyzing, there is no use of data. So, so in order to get output from that data, we need to analyze it. Like suppose you have any smartwatches and it is showing your means heartbeat and all. So through that heartbeat data, you can just predict your future health and all. Like this, we use data processing. After that, we move ahead for the user interface. Means there is something you need to display your data, right? Suppose you are planning for some means experiment of some given data. So you want something to show the like output of that data in the form of graph, in the form of number, or it can be prediction, but it should be some uh, data and you need have to have some device where you can see that results of that, right? So moving further, now we are the applications of IoT. So there are many applications. Some of them are, and that is wearable. In wearable you can say smart watches, right? Smart shoes is also implemented nowadays, and many bands are they are in use for the health purpose, and for the tracking of your that exercises as well. Okay, smart home applications like you are just connecting your cameras of your home through, means you can operate it from your mobile. That is also an example of IoT. Healthcare, uh, monitoring of patients from remote areas is also the kind of example of IoT. Now coming up to the smart cities, the street lights and smart dustbins are were majorly implemented in and that is smart city, just to um, enhance the cleanness and to save the energies, right? In agriculture also we are using that some smart application like you are monitoring your the health of your soil through some sensors. That is also, and temperature, means you are monitoring of your temperature of your environment, and by the help of the rain gauge you can just predict the amount of rain, right? And in industrial a lot of things like robots are implemented throughout the uh, industrial areas, and many more applications are there. So it is widely spreading nowadays. So coming up to challenges of IoT. Challenges of IoT means that device required a constant power supply. Suppose you are putting any sensor in your device for the monitoring purpose, so it should be giving some means data in a certain that and what I'm talking about that in, in certain frequency, right? Like after 5 minutes, every 5 minutes, we need the output of that condition of anything like soil in agriculture, like a patient heartbeat, right? So we need frequently data from that sensor. So there should be a need of huge power supply, right? Continuous and huge power supply throughout the day and 24/7. So that is the issue that we can't get power backup. Like you are using your suppose you are implementing smart dustbin, so there is a issue of getting the power supply from there in the real environment. So this is the challenges we are facing in IoTs. Now regarding the data securities and privacy, privacy is the main concern that you need to share your data. If you are sharing your data, that should be a crucial part. So to protect that things, it's one of the challenges of IoTs. Now network connectivities. Now network nowadays you are using the 4G, but still we are facing some problem in using this 4G and all, and we are moving to 5G. But again there will be lack of speed and bandwidth. So might be the this is also a challenge of IoT. Now moving up to integration with AI and automation. If we integrate this IoT with the AI and automation, the half of more than half of, or means you can say most of your work is will be done. But there will be a very challenging thing because of the that above factor of challenges like battery and security. These things need to be very challenging also, because after all, we need to keep all the concern in the minds before integrating it with the AI, right? Because we can modify our data with our own knowledge and experience. So we need to train our model also to behave different in different environment. So next, moving up to interaction and short range communication means it's like a sensor we are using, and like the network we are using, there is a very range, they are having very low range, right? Suppose we need to implement something like any sensor in throughout the field of industries or agriculture, there we need to face some issues. So this is also a challenge of IoT. And what are the advantage of IoT? So before that, before IoT implementation, we don't have anything like no connected peoples, no connected cars. Nowadays, we are getting every information related to our home. We are here and we can communicate with our that family members, friends in our home. So this is the best thing we can say, that we are connected. Okay. So technically we are optimized, right? And we can improve our data collection also for data mining and all. And through that we can reduce waste. Like means through sensor we can predict our the consumption and all. And according to that we can act, right? And improved customer engagement. Customer engagement means we are involved in some of the condition, like we can know the pattern of buying anything from means buying pattern of the customers and their loyalties. That can be somehow means improved through IoTs. So moving up to scope of IoT, as you all know that some this IoT is going to boom in some 21st centuries, because due to the uh, connected things a lot, right? So we are getting data in petabytes, and we have some features like in data mining that to analyze that data and to give some prediction or some other analysis. So as to day by day there is a huge need of IoT. So be prepared for that, and surely you are going to means get successful in this area, because this area need more demand of people's uh, and also industries level. Means overall, it is very means a major requirement of our industries in coming. So hope you will go with IoT also. So thanks for attending today's lecture and today's seminar. But I'm very feeling good to share my knowledge with you, and I've learned a lot of things while going through the IITs. So hope you will also do better in this field. All the best for the future. Thank you.